though the OTOAI President is still hopeful that government will roll back on the proposed increase in TCS, but our outbound tourism industry is panicked.
I'm still hopeful that it should not increase from 5%. We have been trying our best. So we had a meeting in CBD the other day, and we explained them it's going to have a big impact on the outbound tour operator. Even by 5%, there are companies operating in India which are not registered in India, and so they are not paying GST. They are not paying any TCS, and government knows this very well. And in spite of that, if they are wanted to put burden on us that only the Indian tour operator should charge, is going to impact all Indian tour operator, as well as it's going to create a lot of issues for government also, because it's going to be huge unemployment situation where people will shut their shop, they will go to some other business. But if, as far as government is concerned, they should consider that they would lose rather more revenue than the tour operator.
If you look at a calculation of, say, a family of 4 traveling, spending 10 lakh rupees on a tour, and 20% TCS on top of that, and 15% interest because the interest rates have gone up. If you calculate that, that's an additional burden of 30,000 rupees, which you are able to adjust once you file. So another suggestion for people is to file their returns as early as possible at the end of the financial year.
We all understand TCS comes back in the kitty, but I have to block my money for 1 year, file my returns, and if I'm really not liable for tax like a senior citizen, when do I get my refund back?
Increasing the taxes for the outbound tourism is not only going to affect the outbound tourism industry, will also affect the inbound tourism industry. Because in any relation, it is always both ways. You need to see that the airlines are going to fly, and it is viable for them to fly from India to abroad. Then only they will think of flying from abroad to India.
The 20% which is stable is going to be a challenge to navigate, especially for FIT audience, where you have to reduce your margins and it'll eat into our margins. We are prepared, but it's not really a good sign. We will spend 25 to 30% of the time collecting tax on behalf of the government instead of selling and making our business.
If my corporates are going to take their tours from a foreign travel agent or an OTA who's based outside of India, he doesn't have to pay GST, he doesn't have to pay TCS, and I lose business, the government loses money. So I think it is a huge disappointment.
They can give a threshold limit. If they really wanted to be, catch hold of people, they can have a threshold limit that anything above 7 lakhs would be charged 20% or something. But in a way, the purpose of TCS is to only catch hold of people, and we are collecting the PAN card as per their instruction. Whatever document is required, we are submitting the documents to them. And as you mentioned, definitely that is also a burden of cost on us to do the administrative work, and then to make sure that everything is going proper. So in fact, we are working on a behalf of government. I hope they have understood that it's not only the outbound tour operator, but government is also going to lose a big revenue chunk.